This research examines how the design of work environments could be used to better connect us to the present. It explains why this is important to our well-being and how the movements of the sun, wind, and rain could be a simple and immediately available means of achieving it. It is argued that the natural animation of indoor environments has several of the same benefits as meditative practices based on mindfulness, but without the need for any deliberate action, making it accessible to many more people. In the late 19th century, psychologists found that it takes a certain amount of time for our senses to be able to perceive the present. Several decades later, the philosopher Henri Bergson argued that perceived duration was central to the way we experience now. In 1960, the Dutch architect Aldo van Eyck incorporated these ideas into a well-known essay on place and occasion, arguing that the abstract scientific concepts of space and time were out of keeping with everyday life, because the theoretically dimensionless point in space and moment in time lack the extension people need to actually experience phenomena. The Japanese tea ceremony is essentially a vehicle for sharing the experience of the here and now. The tea room is designed to encourage its occupants to turn inwards, both metaphorically and literally, away from the passage of time in the world at large and towards the present. The simple acts of making and sharing tea and the unique combination of guests and utensils gathered for each occasion. The notion of mindfulness, which is closely associated with the Zen ideals underlying the tea ceremony, has been much discussed over the last 2 decades as a means of reducing stress through a heightened awareness of the present. While numerous studies have examined the effects of mindfulness, however, few, if any, have looked at environmental strategies for helping to achieve it. Three simple ways of bringing the natural movements of the weather indoors without compromising shelter: enclosure, projection, and back projection. Three of the consistent benefits found across a range of meditative practices have been loss of awareness of time, calming, and improved attention. Natural change has been shown to induce similar engrossment in the moment, together with both a calming effect and improved attention. A more direct means of getting at whether or not natural indoor animation is in fact connecting people with the present, however, would be to actually ask them. And when the authors did just this, the results suggested that natural change is indeed positively associated with the present. When we compared subjects' self-reported sense of presence while walking down a corridor, for example, wind-animated foliage, P, scored significantly higher than other static visible events. A video of wind-animated foliage shadows on an interior wall surface, P, was clearly most strongly associated with a sense of presence. Implications. Natural indoor movement seems to be capable of connecting us to the present, a central objective of meditative practices based on mindfulness and an important means of reducing stress. Using such movement in indoor environments where we live and work has 3 significant practical advantages over meditative practices. It requires no training, it requires no deliberate action, and it can be accessed without disrupting other activities. Based on these initial indications, the authors now plan to conduct a series of controlled experiments directly comparing the relative effects on heart rate and attention of natural indoor animation and a range of established mindfulness techniques. Thank you.